Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Apologies on the lateness, but that's because Shameless FC ran over. Big up to my G, Carefree Lewis, and the whole Shameless FC gang. And for those that haven't seen the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A before, the audience, you lovely people in the comments, run the show. So you get to ask any sporting question, past or present. So get your sporting questions in. It can be football, it can be basketball, it can be boxing, whatever sport you want to ask about. So please get your questions in. Of course, as well, members' questions do take priority like a super chat, people. So if you see me going to the same names, I'm not ignoring anybody. It's part of the membership. It's one of the many great perks. The link for the membership is in the pinned comment, so make sure you check it out. And that's a one surefire way to make sure that your question is read out on Q&As. A second way to make sure your comment is read out on Q&As is to super chat as well. If you super chat, I will get straight to it as well. I'm not even sure if Lewis has started the raid, but big up everyone that's locked in. We're already at 14 likes. Let's get this up. Yes, he has done the raid, so large up to Lewis. Let's bump up the likes. Let's get up to 20 likes. Let's do that. We're only looking for 6 more likes, and the subs as well. We're looking for 4 new subscribers. We're only looking for 4 new subscribers. So get us up to 5,000. How much is it? 5,255. So let's do that, please. Hit the subscribe button, get your questions in, all of that good stuff as well. Victor is in the building. Jez is in the building. What are you telling me, Victor? You good?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all good. Can't complain.
Love
I'm
that.
back calmer than yesterday, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, love that. Jez, what are you saying? You blessed?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Love that. And you lot, again, likes is way slow because there's over 40 of you lot. I'm only asking for 20 likes. 4 more likes. We're looking for 4 more likes, 4 new subscribers. That's all we are looking for. That is the like check, 1212, and that is the subscriber check as well. Big up Time to Shine, says big up. Smash the likes. Big up Dennis the Great as well, says big up Unexempt the same. Idris the same. Big up to Malcolm, another regular, says big up everyone in the panel. Large up to you. Camille says big up everyone. Big up Black Diamond. Most regular panelists watching the Super Bowl, in it. I'm not 100% sure. Smash the likes upon entering, people.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
make sure
watching
you
it
can
right
do
now,
that.
but
I'm
I'm
not
here.
sure. Yeah. But yeah, large up everyone that is locked in. We've just had 1 new subscriber, so big up to you. We're looking for 3 more. We are at 20 likes. Let's get up to 30 likes. And as you can see from the title, Manchester United and City win and close the gap on Arsenal. So I'm sure I get many questions on Manchester United. Are we in the title race? Have I changed? City they looked much better. That's the best I've seen them play in a minute. Obviously, Arsenal drawing against Brentford, that makes that game on Wednesday very key as well. But in regards to, and big up to Ed as well in the chat. Good to see all the Shameless FC, all the people who are watching over. But in regards to the United performance, ugly performance, but important result. From when you see a Sabitzer, Fred, Bruno midfield, we know it's not going to be pretty. Adding the fact what happened on Wednesday against Leeds. Adding the fact it's now away against Leeds. The players are going to be bang up for it. Ellen Road is going to be rocking. We just had to go there, match their effort, and our individual quality would show. There's a reason why we're 3rd and they're 17th and battling relegation, and it's shown. Because that first goal was just 3 pieces of individual quality that created and scored a great goal. Because in that second half, I think minus the low hitting the bar, we created nothing. We were even sustaining attacks. So that's why I can't even get on a Rashford, a Sancho, a Garnacho, even though he scored, a Veghorst. I can't get on these players because they didn't get the ball, particularly in the first half. Bruno missed a sitter in the first half. That one-on-one was criminal. Absolute criminal miss. The half chance he missed wasn't good. But we limited Leeds. And for all possession Leeds had and all the ball they had and all the trying hard they didn't create one clear-cut chance. They had some half chances, which they did. And they tried to put us under pressure from set pieces, corners, and free kicks. And we couldn't get out at points. But like I said, we stayed in the game. And even when you go and watch the watch-along, I think it was like the 65th, 70th minute, I said, this game is here for the taking as bad as we've been at 0-0. Like I said, the crossfield pass from Sabitzer is not getting enough credit. That is a top-quality pass into Shaw. And then Shaw's brought it down. And the cross from Shaw was equally as good. And that's pinpoint. And then the header from Rashford, again, exceptional. And people are not giving Ten Hag enough credit for his substitutions because he switched that and brought Martinez on for Malacia, played Martinez centre-back, pushed Shaw left-back, Veghorst in the 10. I was looking at it like, what? Veghorst was our best midfielder in that game. And he set up the second goal as well. Great finish. Speaking of the second goal, great finish by Garnacho. Very smart, very intelligent finish because he's done Meslier with the eyes. Because when he's originally scored, I'm thinking their post, the keeper's made a mistake. Automatically, that's what's gone through my head. And then when I've watched it back, it just looks like he's going to whip it far post and he's whipped it near post. Full credit to him. But yeah, you lot continue to get your questions in as well. There's over 60 of you lot locked in. Let's get to 30 likes. We're only looking for 6 more likes, people. Let's get to 30 likes expeditiously. Mods, get everybody on that. Please, let's do so. Also, as well, have we got any new subscribers? We're only looking for 3 more new subscribers, people. We're still looking for 3 more. Get us up to 5,255. There's over 60 of you lot locked in. I know everybody here is definitely not subscribed. Big up, Steve. I see you as well. Malcolm says, thoughts on Weghorst playing as a 10. Not something I want to see often, but at certain points, I'm not against it because he's technically good enough to play in there. He's good enough with the ball at his feet to do that. We've seen it with the weight of pass. We've seen it when he's played as a 9, how good he is at holding the ball up and how he's good in tight spaces with people around him. So yeah, if Weghorst as a 10 is not, we shouldn't be starting any games with it. We shouldn't go to the new camp and do it. We shouldn't play at home to Leicester and do it. But in games where we're chasing, if you want to play Rashford through the middle and play Weghorst off of him, I'm all for it because he still gives you energy and pressing and all the stuff Bruno does as well. And then obviously he's still got his height from set pieces, both from a defensive standpoint and an attacking standpoint as well. So I'm all for it. Props to Ten Hag because I can't believe it worked. Weghorst is a better 10 than Bruno. He was our best 10 today. That's what I will say, Ed. That's what I will say. Third Eye says Arsenal had their chance. City will take the league easy. It's crazy how all the people who are talking about Arsenal winning the league title have shut up. And I'm not saying Arsenal can't win it. It's the fact that people were crowning them in January, in December, in November. And I kept saying there's so many games to be played. There's still so people acting like Arsenal were just going to win all their games to the end of the season. Why were Arsenal all of a sudden just going breeze through Brentford and breeze past City twice and win on? There's still tough games. And then what people also don't add in is when you're towards the back end of the season, you're battling teams who are trying to stay up. So in terms of relegation sides, they're the last side you want to play, whether it's home or away, where a point is like a victory to them sides. Because that 1 point can be the difference in those teams getting relegated or staying in the Premier League. These things matter. Or if you're facing a side chasing yourselves, like with the City Arsenal games, or sides trying to stay in the top 4, or a Brighton or Fulham or Brentford who are chasing Europe. Like, people don't take these things into consideration. Never mind injuries that could happen to Arsenal. Never mind loss of form, which happens to players. Never mind suspensions. All of these things play a factor. And I've seen so much football. I've been around long enough and seen so much football where I know nothing is won in January, especially in a season where the World Cup has pushed everything back. So we're not as far along as we normally are. It's not a traditional Premier League season. Adding the Queen passing as well. That's also pushed back games. And now you're seeing, like, people are talking about Arsenal squad all of a sudden and Martinelli not playing well and how Jesus is missed and Ketty is not it. All these things play a factor, and Tierney should play ahead of Zinchenko. And Odegaard's not bang at it. And they drew, and they should have lost. With the chances Brentford missed, they lost. And don't think anybody would be shocked if Manchester City went to the Emirates and won. Then they're level on points. Then it's a big momentum shift with Manchester City. We're not too far behind as well. And when I say we, I'm talking about Manchester United. All of a sudden, if we win games and Arsenal drop more points, we're in and around that. Then the pressure gets to you. But people were already crowning them. Oh, yeah, Arsenal have got it. It's over. Like, people doing too much. I'm telling you. Yeah, manager knows how to affect the game. Weghorst was a tactical move that caught them off guard. Absolutely, Black Diamond. Absolutely. Maguire was the biggest threat today. Yeah, go on, fam. Go on.
I think there's also a thing of like, oh my God. No, sorry. It's a thing of like, also the difference maker was that you have somebody like Rashford trying to get in behind all the time as well, which adds pressure now because now you need to be focused on, Weghorst, he's most likely going to be stationary and trying to bully you. Rashford is going to always be moving around between the channels, trying to get in behind, and which is annoying, to be honest. Like, really, truly, defenders would rather want to defend somebody that is at least stationary and, like, he's always going to be in that area, instead of somebody that's unpredictable, can be going left, right, trying to get in behind with pace as well.
Yeah, so, and that's the last thing I always say is that no matter what level you play at, you mentioned it there, defenders don't want to be running back to their own goal. They don't. Like pace is so important, and players not even necessarily pace, just good movement and attacking players running in behind. That really, like, defenders don't want to do that. They don't want to be chasing back and facing their own goal. And that's one thing Rashford does exceptionally well. That's why Garnacho will be effective. Anyone who's direct and quick and has any form of ability can play a role. 110% can play a role in top level, not even top level games, any games. 100%. 100%. Again, you lot continue to get your questions in. Black Diamond's in the building. But yeah, go on. What you say? What you say, Jess?
Big up Black Diamond.
Hey, good night, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Big up, man. Big up Black Diamond every time. We'll go to you in a
This is the
sec.
funny
Go
thing
on.
because because obviously Girona used to play for Stuttgart. Obviously, I used to live in Stuttgart for a long time, and people used to say it back in Stuttgart even that the main reason why he actually plays football is because of his pace and why he's got it so far where he is right now because they know obviously deficiency of staying onside, they know his lack of finishing, but then you always can be a constant threat with your pace. You always have to play somewhere. That's why you see even the media's player still play somehow in the highest levels because at the end of the day, it's pace and you don't want to deal with that, especially if there's power as well with it.
Yeah, power into it. Absolutely. You're not lying. Again, members, your time as well, but I will get to the best non-member questions as well. Danny says, flawless, even though you're confident, mate, about United beating Barca have only conceded 7 goals in 21 league games. And I give Barcelona their credit. They're in form like we're in form. So if a Barcelona fan was confident and was talking like me, I would understand it because they are also in form. And when rival fans say, oh, Barcelona will be a tough game and we'll get past you. Yes. What I don't like is people talking like we have no chance. I like Barcelona are that much better than us. If someone wants to say Barcelona are better than Manchester United currently right now, cool. I have no issue with that. But let's not act like this is a mismatch, is what I'm saying. We can compete. Even if we lose, I think we'll lose. It'll be the odd goal. It'll be like 3-2 on aggregate. Or, well, both teams are defensively solid, so there might not be that many goals, but you understand my overall point. Why would I not be confident? We've won 23 out of our last, 25, 26 matches. Something crazy like that. I don't know what the stat is, but I know it's high. So, of course, anyone, if their team was playing like United in terms of results, we'll be talking. And the result and the performances pretty much match it. In terms of when we play well, we get good results. And even when we don't play well, we can perform ugly because we have that solid defensive base, which it seems Barcelona are the same. That defensively they are better than going forward. Of course, though, they do have Lewandowski, who was the X factor in that because he's a quality player. Black Diamond, your thoughts on the Barcelona game because it is going down on Thursday. I don't even know if he's there. Yo, Black Diamond, you there?
I'm in total agreement with what you're saying, and hopefully we could go there and get a draw. Yes, they have been in scintillating form, but you need to take into consideration the competition and the league that they're in. And based on the personnel we have, the fact that we're going to get back Casemiro, I think we should be okay. Again, a lot of people are writing off Man United, and I like being the underdog at this scenario, but I think we can get it done.
So do I. I'm confident of getting it done, 100%. Like, I really am, without doubt. And you lot were at 28 likes, man. 2 more. Girls up to 30 likes. There's over 60 of you lot locked in. Let's get up to 30 likes. Only looking for 2. That is the next milestone. And subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. Subscribe. We're only looking for 3 new subscribers this entire stream. 3 more. And there's over 60 of you lot locked in. So you're clearly enjoying the content. Let's do so, people. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, I've been saying this. If Man United get a draw away at Barca, I'd certainly take it. If I was a United fan going back to Old Trafford, Barca would be under pressure if they don't win the home game. I've said this already. As long as we don't get beat, that improves my confidence of us going through. And because there's no away goals, there's not even the onus to go on there and score. Like, let's take away the second leg and just make it a 1-tie game. And if we go there and draw, I don't care if it's 0-0 or it's 4-4. If we take it back to Old Trafford and it's all level, it's now just the first leg doesn't matter now. It's now a home game, beat Barcelona at home. Simple as that. And we don't even have the added worry of, if they score 1, we have to go and score 2 because there's no away goals. So, yeah, very confident. Very, very confident. And again, if we get packed, people will be here to tell me I'm wrong, and so be it. And that's on the players and the manager, but I expect us to do the business. And I've been confident. I've been saying this for the past couple of months now. As soon as we drew them, whenever it was, I've been saying stylistically, I like how we match up. I think we'll win that. But I'll take a draw.
Also,
Yeah, go on.
also flawless. What people are not taking into consideration. Ten Hag, ultimately, Ten Hag style of play is positional play. And
Mhm.
you saw what happened when he tried to implement it in his first game. And we got palm. Subsequent to that, he made adjustments. And he has shown that he could actually play in a pragmatic way.
Yep.
So he could alter his philosophy. Xavi, as far as I know, and I do follow, he does not sacrifice his philosophy for anything. Because both styles of play requires that the opposition gives space once attacking. I think we could go to Barca, we could be more compact and pragmatic, and the away leg, we could probably expose them trying to play because Ten Hag's, the way he's implemented his style of play, you see that we dominate in possession against the smaller teams, but against the bigger teams, we will give away, we'll render possession, but kill you off the counter. So having a
Agreed.
versatile manager like that is an asset. So
Yes.
again, I'm confident.
Well, like you said there, the ability to now we can play ugly and play pragmatic and play counter attack. Then we can control a game and play more on the front football and more attacking. And we have the players to do both. I just like the way we match up. I keep saying this, the way we match up against them, especially with Rashford in the form he's in. All that space to run into and defensively being solid as we are. Yes, they have Lewandowski, who is the X factor. And if he's on 10, it could be a long day because he's the type of striker who is of the level to kill a tie dead. Very similar to what we seen Benzema do to Chelsea last season. Very similar. Like,
It wasn't,
if
it
you
wasn't
take
only
it,
us though, but I hear it.
say that again.
It wasn't only us though, but I hear it.
Nah, it wasn't only you, but you lot are the best example. But that's just Benzema, like the way, like no other striker really goes to the bridge and does that. Like that's not normal, is what I'm saying. But Lewandowski is of that, like he's that caliber player. Like he is a major worry for me. Like when he gets the ball in and around the box, which he will, like I'm gonna be concerned. Like I'm hoping he has an off day both times. He could easily score a brace. Just two pieces of magic. Like that's just a Lewandowski thing.
The good thing is, he's not actually. The thing is for United is actually that going into this game, he's not in form. Like the goals are actually coming from the midfield right now, rather from him. So, but again, like you said, he always has the ability to do something. But you would rather want cold Lewandowski to come in than somebody that's hot.
Yeah, 100%. You don't want him banging form, of course not. So the fact that you're saying that gives me more confidence. But I know, despite that, he's still capable. That's what worries me about is just his skill, because I know how talented you are. But the fact he's off form helps. But if he scored a brace, it wouldn't surprise me. If we're like he scored a brace and he's man of the match, it's like this is Lewandowski. I'm saying, and it won't even be on. You can't even. If the defenders make mistakes, it will. But it could just be two pieces of magic where you go. There ain't really much you can do about that. Like that's just quality, and that's what when they have a player like that concerns me. Benzema is what like. There's only a few players like that to me in Europe. This is me personally. He's one of them like that in terms of an attacking sense.
You can't afford to concentration at all. And Emma's making some brilliant points there.
Emma's they won. Yeah, 100%.
And the reason and I share a concern, but basically the reason why Maguire was played today was to give Varane that time off, so he can so we are looking at Varane and Martinez. I saw today on a lot of streams people criticizing Sabitzer. And if people understand footy and what Sabitzer is about, Sabitzer is supposed to be working alongside a six. So Sabitzer will work alongside, say, somebody like a Casemiro. He has played the 10 position. He could play out wide. He could play next to a six. He's not supposed to be the six. So he was under stress, being thrown into the deep end, having a partnership with Fred. That is not, well, you could probably clear this up for me because my son was now telling me he saw online that Sabitzer is suspended for the Europa League. I don't know where
he is
that from.
because for Bayern Munich he got, I think, did he get too many bookings or he might have got sent off? But yeah, I've heard the same that he is suspended, so it will most likely be Casemiro and Fred away at the new camp, which is, you know what I'm saying, not ideal. I would have preferred to have seen Casemiro next to Sabitzer, but yeah, like It is unfortunate that Sabitzer isn't available with Casemiro. That's what I would prefer to see.
Because that's when we will see the best of the bitter.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we will wait and see.
Well, but you lot, we're over 60 of you lot locked in, over 65 to be precise. Yo, let's get up to 40 likes. We're only at 31 likes. We need 9 more. Get us up to 40 likes, and we're at 5,253. We're looking for 2 more subscribers. That's all we're looking for, people. We're looking for 9 more likes. Get us up to 40 likes, please, and subscriber check. We're only looking for 2 new subscribers, and I know everyone here has not hit the subscribe button. So all you have to do is hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That is the only tax you pay in the city. That is it. Everything else is tax-free, people. Emma here says, I get why Ten Hag started Maguire, but I do not want to see it again. I swear it makes the whole team nervous. It's not ideal, and I hear you on this, Emma. It's not ideal, but it worked because we got the result. And it was one to give Varane a rest, and there isn't really much difference between him and Lindelof. I think it was more so he knew that Leeds away was going to be like to aerially he's talking about. So he probably thought from a physical standpoint, Maguire was better suited, and he was because it worked. Did Maguire get caught on it? Yes, a couple times. His passing at times was horrific, but we know what Maguire is. We know he's not that good.
Actually, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Talking about Varane that needing a rest, of course, like he needs a rest and all that. So this one thing that I want to ask you. So everybody knows you just don't get once you like somebody. There's through your career that has been known for getting injured. And Varane is like one of them, in my opinion. And you know that he's a very reliable player, but when he gets injured, and then you see the trouble that United have once he gets injured, do you feel, and I don't know I can answer the question as well, do you feel that United need to target somebody in the summer good enough level where like you can say, obviously not too close to Martinez or Varane, but somebody that once he comes in, no worries, because when I see Lindelof or Maguire coming in for either one of Martinez or Varane, you see that back line. For me, United backline looks always nervy. The midfielder are not as confident. The goalkeeper is not as confident anymore.
Yeah, what I would say is, Varane, that was my biggest worry of him going into the season was, can you stay fit? He has done. So to his credit, he's played. He's been available 90% of the time. I have no qualms with that. I believe today Ten Hag was prioritizing. I think that's why he didn't play Varane. Because he's prioritized which is a bigger game, which I'm happy about. Even if we would have lost or drew today, I would understand the move. People will be mad, and it's not a talking point because we went, why did you drop Varane? I think Ten Hag looks at it and goes, do we have a genuine chance of winning the Premier League? Probably not. Do we have a genuine chance of winning the Europa League? Yes. Put it this way, if we're in a title charge at this point this season right now, he doesn't rest. He's not dropping. Even if we have Barcelona, it's the same when we have Barcelona in a couple of days. He's not resting Varane. No way is he resting Varane in an important game. That lets me know where his mindset's at, and I like that. And also on top of that, his change work. But do we need improvements on Maguire and Lindelof? Yes. We do. So I want us to go and sign. I believe Maguire or Lindelof, at least one of them will leave in the summer, which means then we have to go and get back up to Varane. I like Shaw as backup to Martinez, so we have to go and get back up for Varane. And I don't think it's tough to get an improvement on Maguire and Lindelof. I'm not sure what Black Diamond's got to say on it.
I know backup.
Yeah, I do. I bet you do, innit? Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah.
I'm saying they go.
First thing, that was a brilliant question, and we need 2 centre backs in any event in the summer, because as Flawless rightly say, I firmly believe either one of Maguire, Lindelof, or even both might depart. And remember, Ten Hag's initial personnel that he wanted was Timber, right? Martinez wasn't his first choice. I mean, it paid dividend. So definitely, I believe he's going to go out and get Timber and at least one other person, because we can't. And I'm trying to remember if it's United Extra. There was an exclusive relative to Ten Hag's coaching team actually putting Varane on a new regimen of training, muscular, core, and also a diet, because he identified it early. So clearly they are managing. And again, this is what is so impressive about this manager. And the fact that fans talking about title race, seeing that this man would have inherited the worst EPL team statistically in history, brought in, had to replace 6 players, brought in 5. And yes, we had to overpay because of the incompetence of the transfer department. He's doing great. And again, I want to reiterate that this is to me a 3-year project. So in 6 months, 7 months, the fact that some fans were talking about a title charge or whatnot, I believe it's more the younger generation, but you definitely need at least 2 centre backs
Yes.
in the summer.
Yeah,
Great
I
question.
agree. Well, it was. It really was. And Malcolm, yes, says we need to watch out for Pedri as well. He's very key to our Barcelona play. Oh, absolutely. The midfield battle is going to be vital. And I think it's just a question of give them the ball, stay compact, and when we have it, be decisive with our passing. And because of Varane, Martinez, Dalot, Shaw, Malacia, obviously Martinez is suspended for the first leg, but like Casemiro, Sabitzer will be back, Fred, Bruno. I trust them players in terms of with space to hit. We're athletes, we're dogs on that big pitch at the new camp. That's what you have to be. There's going to be no issue with covering ground and locking up certain players as good as a Pedri is, as good as a Lewandowski is, as good as a Rafinha is, whoever you want to say, a Gavi in the midfield. Defensively, they are solid, yes, but I really am banking on Rashford, on Garnacho, on Bruno, on Weghorst to do even a Palestri to do the business. I really, really am with all that space to run into. Like it's
And
got
most
attacking over
importantly,
and all over. Yeah, go on, fam. Go on.
most importantly, we came out the game today without any injuries. Thank
That's
God
true.
for that.
That's true. That is true. Emma also says, I feel like we had to support Maguire. The low couldn't push up to help Sancho, so Sabitzer went all the way to the right to help. And Malacia had to invert to help in midfield, and we went long. But we had to do what we had to do. Like everyone needed support, and we did the bits. There was a point in the actual watch along where I think Dalot had the ball. It might have been Maguire. And then I've looked in the midfield. I was like, is that Malacia? And then Taza was gone, yeah. Like I presumed it was Fred, but Malacia was inverted, like he was stood in the center circle. And I know that's instruction. But again, credit to Ten Hag and credit to the players for implementing the game plan. It wasn't ugly. I mean, it was ugly, but we got the 3 points. And that's all that matters. And it's more so not even for the league, it's more momentum. Form, I keep saying, is something you can't turn on and off. The confidence, they're going to be buzzing, them players. Confidence is going to be even higher than it is. We just went away at Leeds, on to Barcelona. Then it's Leicester. Then it's Barcelona again. Then a cup final. Then the FA Cup 6th round against West Ham at home. Then Liverpool away. See what I'm talking? Like, look, big games coming up. Important games, trophies on the line. Like we could legit lose. We could, on the downside, be out the Europa League and not win the Carabao Cup. All of a sudden, the season don't look the same, and it's just FA Cup to play for. And then say we get a couple dodgy results in the Premier League. That's how quickly things can turn. But on the flip side, we could get past. Imagine we get past Barcelona and win the Carabao Cup, and then go and beat West Ham. Like, yeah, see, you hear that, people. You know what I'm saying? You hear that groan from Victor. You know what I'm saying? Because he's realized, right, United could actually do something this season. And you know what, Victor? Hold that, fam. Hold that.
Hey, I enjoyed my 6 years, man. I enjoyed my 6 years.
Yeah, enjoy,
Time
man.
for me
You
to
know what I'm
rest.
saying? Yeah, rest, please do, innit? You know what I'm saying in that? Please do. Then it says, do you guys see Arsenal bottling the league like they did in 07, 08? It could happen. It could. What are you saying on this, Victor? Arsenal. Could Arsenal bottle the league?
I said it from the start, innit, when you man were talking about Arsenal title race. I said the way they're playing is not sustainable. And when they do get injuries, it's going to have a huge impact on them. Because against Brentford, really, the only player that had to bring on was Trossard. And that was it. The bench is not good. The starting 11, I'm not sold on Nketiah and Martinelli just yet. Saka's obviously world class, and Odegaard's good as well. I just didn't see it. I just saw that Arsenal are making the best out of a bad situation for everyone else. Because everyone else is in transition. As much as no one likes to say it, City in transition, United in transition, even Newcastle in transition, everyone's in transition. So obviously they're the best team who their process was obviously ahead of everyone else. And they're able to get ahead of everyone else right now. But I just knew that City, with a world-class manager, and City still have a good bench, even though people don't want to believe it. City have a good depth, have good first team. we're still going to come back and win the league. I just knew. I just said it from the start. City were going to win the league. I didn't see Arsenal going far in the way they play. It's just maybe next season when they adapt more and they're able to like work, basically just do what Liverpool did and like have like try and sustain the injuries and get better depth. And I think maybe next season they could do something for this season. I knew from the jump that Arsenal weren't winning. I knew it. So it's not really bottling. He's not really bottling yet. If everyone from the start of the season said City are winning it, and we're still consistent in January, so that's not bottling it.
That's I mean, I did just play into that level. Before you go, Jess, because I was going to go to you next. Over 70 of you lot locked in. We have gone over 40 likes. We're at 42 likes. Let's get up to 50 likes, people. 8 more likes. Let's get up to 50 likes. And we have gone over the subscriber mark. We're at 5,256. 4 more. We'll aim for more. That's the next milestone. We're aiming for 5,260. So I know that out of all 70 of you lot locked in, I know 4 of you lot have not hit that subscribe button. And I know the majority of you lot, 99.9% of you lot, are signed into your YouTube accounts. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, and hit the like button. Let's get us up to 50 likes. Go on, Jess.
One thing that says, and I had an argument earlier in this, and you see that in talking about how, oh, what a catch, fucking hell. One sec, my dad's calling me. 1 second.
Yeah, no
Somebody
stress,
else can go.
We'll get back to it. Yeah, no stress, man. When you land back. To Felix, who says here, this year it feels like nobody wants the league or top 4. Everyone keeps dropping points. That's because Victor just said it. Everybody is in transition. Arsenal are in transition. Manchester United are in transition. Newcastle are in transition. Liverpool are in transition. Chelsea are in a transition. Spurs are in a transition. That's 5 of the big 6. And then you added Newcastle behind that, like I mentioned. That's why Brighton and Fulham and Brentford are taking advantage of that, because them teams there are more settled, but nobody is the finished article. If you talk to any fans or the majority of fans of the big 6 outside of City, they'll all tell you we need 4, 5, 6 players. Like Victor will tell you Chelsea need 4, 5, 6 players and the amount of players he wants to leave. Jez, as a Spurs fan, will tell you the same about what he needs and their squad needs and who they need to let go in their manager. Me and Black Diamond will tell you about what Manchester United need to improve, even though Manchester United and Spurs on paper are having a good season so far. They're having very good seasons, like in terms of results and where they're at. But there still is improvements to be made. So that's why everyone keeps dropping points, because teams ain't set. Because we've seen Liverpool and City for the past few years have 2 of the best managers in Europe and 2 of the best teams. They've been set. So they've set ridiculous standards. Like getting to 90 plus points season in, season out is not normal. But that's what they normalized because they were 2 great sides. But now they've dropped off. Even though City are still second in the league and still could win the league, they're not where they were because their business in the summer wasn't good. Letting go of who they let go and not replacing them. Letting go of Sterling and Jesus. So that's where that stems from. So you got to take advantage. Leicester did it. That's how Leicester won the league.
And also Cancelo, even also. That's
Say that again, Black Diamond.
Also Cancelo happened to leave.
Yes, that too.
He was quickly.
Yeah.
But,
No, I agree with the majority of what Victor said. Where I disagree, I would consider Arsenal not winning the league this year to be bottling it.
Okay,
and I'll tell you what.
Well.
Tell you what. Context needs to be applied. Right? This gentleman is going into his 4th season, having been back significantly. And if we look at our project flow, if Ten Hag is going into his 4th season, regardless of Klopp or Pep, and has a 8-point lead at this stage in the game or whatnot, this is prior to this being cut down to 3 points. And he doesn't win, he will be judged as a bottler because it's his 4th season. Right? So context needs to be applied. This is not just little Arsenal that been languishing all the years. They have been building. Came in, won a trophy, going into your 4th season, and this is his greatest. If Arsenal does not win EPL this year, then I don't see what other year they're going to win. This is their best opportunity because we're going
the opportunity. Yeah. I hear that.
We're going to strengthen. Definitely, Ten Hag is an A-class manager. Cities where everybody else is going to strengthen. This is either do or die, and I think they will just fall short. And it will be considered a bottle only because he's in his 4th season.
Yeah. I suppose it's because you can look at it from the instance you set where it's like because of the position they was in that it is considered bottling, and then people will look back and then say, well, they weren't expected to. The quality of the team, the quality of the manager, hear it with the fourth season because we didn't. So I hear both sides. I just know that if they don't win it, the conversations to me will be hilarious. I know that much. Like the discourse and all of the conversations that will happen on live streams on here and on all other channels will be absolutely hilarious if they don't manage to win it. Social media
And,
will absolutely be on fire if they don't win it. In terms
and
of
that
just from
will
an
be
entertainment
partly
standpoint. Yeah, go on.
that
Bro.
will be partly on you
Say that
because
again.
that will be partly on you
Why?
because even on Rance's stream, they all refer to you as the 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 Arsenal nuclear bomb. This man just versed in destroying Arsenal. So if it does happen, you 50% to blame on what will happen on social media, my brother.
I definitely get the blame if they don't win it. Like, yeah,
If-
it was your fault.
if it-
It's gonna be interesting.
If it
Cam,
gets flawless, it's bad.
They get
But-
booked.
Cam's
They
going
get
to be
booked if
pulling
they
up
don't win it.
like
I don't
them,
care.
man.
I would be shameless and say they bottle it because
Yeah, I'll be
I will never
shameless and say
forget
that.
these people. I will not forget these people here. But they make sense about how Arteta makes the defense in trouble and shit. Like, come on, man. But what I wanted to say is this: that
Yeah, go on.
what I wanted to say is that you know what it is, and this is a funny thing because I had this debate literally
Big up to
in
Prime
a
as well. And
GC
yes, it is
that I
before you
had.
go, Jez. Yes,
Yeah.
it is Black Diamond as well. And you lot, before you go, Jez, again, 50 likes we're looking
Yeah.
for. 4 more. Get us to 50 likes, people. You lot are clearly enjoying the content. We've just grew in numbers. There's now over 70 of you lot locked in. So everybody new, everyone who's just been watching, hit the like button on the video and subscribe if you are new as well. We're live every day here on Sarcasm City TV YouTube, bringing you sporting content, mostly football, people. So I should say your best footballing content. So hit the like button, people. Yeah, go on, Jez. And hit the
Now the
subscribe
thing
button.
is, because Arsenal fans are also in the GC that and they were literally debating about how, literally fighting against each other, saying how, because Nketiah is not there and Jesus is there, that's the only reason why Arsenal has dropped points in the games that have dropped points, and how Saliba hasn't played well. That's why it's the reason why they drop points. First, when you drop points, it's always in that, especially if you think you're in a tight race, it's on the whole team. Because if you deem your team is good enough, in my opinion, if you drop points, that's on the team. The whole team has to. Obviously, you can look at certain individuals that have terrible games, but overall, where are the other players as well who need to show up in those situations to go and get the 3 points no matter what? And secondly, Arsenal fans complaining about who dropping points. They had in acting like if Gabriel Jesus would have been there, they would have never lost any games so far this season. First, they lost obviously that one game to United. Secondly, with Jesus. Secondly, they had better teams that went unbeaten without losses. We've seen better teams than this Arsenal team who have dropped points within seasons. And then the third thing that I want to say about it as well is that the difference is this Arsenal team, they never experienced being in these situations. None of them in their team ever had some sort of experience where they're in the title race with a lot of pressure, with another team hunting them down literally on the neck, and and you still have to play them twice. They've never been in this situation. Even some of them haven't even won trophies with their team yet. Some of them still have to even need the experience of winning. So for me to say Arsenal 100% already won the league, when I already had conversations with Flores about when do title charges and stuff like that, even starting January, early February, that's not the truth anyways. But then you missing the experience in being in those situations. Like, trust me, like Flores said something about you never know the teams that are battling for relegation or even for a European spot.
Exactly,
Like
yes.
when you that in that late business end, it's like players will feel the tension. Like one fuck up, like right now, they're like cool. There's still a lot of games left. We can still recover. But then you come to the last 5 games, one misplaced pass, and you could lose the title. One slip, shout out to Gerrard. You can lose the title. Like, you know what I mean?
Facts. You're right.
And these are the type of things I'm talking about.
Because when you look at that Chelsea team that Liverpool side lost to, they shouldn't have lost to that Chelsea side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to say Salah was consistent and shit. Like this one, I'm trying to say, like,
yeah, but Judge, what I understand what you're saying, but in an interview, Arteta would have reiterated Hence the reason why they have people like Jesus, Thomas Partey, and Zinchenko.
I
Because
100%
Partey,
because they have the experience in the
Partey
leadership
would have
before.
won, yeah, he would have won with Simeone in La Liga. And
Yeah.
Jesus and Zinchenko knew what it is for Liverpool to be breathing down his neck. So he articulated well. This is why he implemented somebody throughout the spine of the team that would have some leadership and whatnot. He also quoted that he was the assistant when they would have done X, Y, and Z. So clearly, if they fail to execute this, it will be a battle job.
Yeah, I
It's
agree
a
with that.
fact.
That's the thing. I agree with that 100% because that's why important with certain leaders like that. You need to have them in the team as well, guiding these guys that haven't been feeling. But I think it's a Arteta has definitely experienced those title chats by being under Pep, but you as your own as the manager is also another thing. I think, in my opinion, well, like no, you have to do it. You have to do the decisions and at the same time, when we look at those three players that you just mentioned, all of them play all in different positions. So you have one in the defense, one in midfield, and one in the attack, and so there's three players out of like 11. The other 11, in my opinion, just don't have to experience. Yes, you have people guiding them and teaching them, but I mean, you're seeing this right now. Even Saka, I'm seeing Arsenal fans say he's been average the last few games. Why? Because he's getting double teamed. He's not. He's not yet getting used to being the fuck getting double teamed. Of course,
Yeah.
Saka is going to be
You're not.
always great if he's
You're the
not getting
star
double
guy
teamed.
now, so people are gonna
Yeah.
pinpoint you. Yes.
So yeah, and no, Arsenal fans calling you average. No, this is the next step for Saka now to develop his game where like he can understand how to deal with this in the Premier League. Martinelli is going through a bad patch. Because people gave me more respect because of how well he has started the season. Or more, the fullbacks now give him more respect, and you see he's struggling now. Like Nketiah, very hot start when he came in for Jesus. Now he's also starting to chop off. Why? Because people are starting to realize how to deal with him. This is the thing as well. One thing that Arsenal fans, or even just are trying to tell your team eventually will get found out, but it's about how you as a team can respond to these type of things in all sort of areas. Now I'm seeing Shaka slander again on my timeline. People before the World Cup said he's the best midfielder in the league. Saliba was the best centre back in the league.
And now he's going 0 from 17 in
Ramsdale was one
duels.
of the best goalkeepers in the league as well. Like no, it's all of a sudden players having dropouts, and people act like, oh, then maybe they're not good enough. We need to upgrade on this. Of course, they've got because eventually, every player. There's only very very rarely that a whole team can perform like this in those matters for consistently that long and also win all their games.
Yeah.
Even the best teams in the Premier League history have lost games and have drawn games as well.
Right. Now you right.
This is why they say that. This is why they say, it's about fine margin. Like with Saka, Chelsea are totally correct. He has to, take it up a level because if you look at what happened today, Marcus Rashford was surrounded by three players, and all he needed now the manager now would have switched him, dropped where he was the 10, where he was being marked by two centre backs. They no longer had him there, dropped him to a 10, and had Marcus floating into the middle. So it's again about tactics and it's about moments. What is Martinelli's problem is, and Ketia is more like a proper nine. He likes to be in and about the box. What happened when Jesus was playing? He would move to the 10, he would move out to the wing, he would interchange with Martinelli, therefore putting defenders and making more space so Martinelli could affect the game. Now with the Jesus factor out, that is not in Ketia's game, and that is why they're suffering to that extent. I also believe Thomas Partey is he currently injured?
No, he's playing.
I'm not sure. Big up Taza in the building as well. Yes, Taza, what are you saying? You good?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. We can hear you fine.
Bro,
Just saying,
I'm a bit faded right now. We're watching the Super Bowl. There's a party in my house. I just wanted to quick hop in and say, fuck Arsenal. Fuck you. Piece
So
of
what's
shit.
the score?
You know,
right now?
it's 24-14. Eagles are up by 10. I may be a bit faded, but I'll say this is my bold prediction. United will finish above Arsenal this season. Fuck you, scumbags.
Okay, first.
All right. I just
Taz is
dipped.
gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Taz is, you know what I'm saying? That is your halftime report from the Super Bowl from the faded Murtaz. I thought he was going to say some top red stuff, to be honest. That wasn't too bad.
Have you been drinking Matata?
And somebody
Yeah,
said
he's been drinking. Yeah. There's a party going on in his house, Super Bowl. So yeah, he said that he's been drinking. You could tell.
Hey, somebody said, man. Somebody said Rihanna's legacy is on the line right now.
Rihanna.
Yeah,
I don't know. Somebody said like what time like Rihanna's legacy was on the line. I don't know.
Yeah, Joe.
She's
performing. The
yeah,
thing is with Taza, Taza don't need anything, don't need liquor in his system to say some wild stuff. So you know, like that's just mere Taza for you. Again, you lot, right? We've got over 50 likes. Let's go up to 60. We're 6 short people. Let's get up to 60 likes. There's over 70 of you lot locked in. Please share this across the socials as well. I need you lot to do that as well. Share this across the socials. You can go to my Twitter, Instagram, and that's me flawless. Follow me on both, and then you can always retweet and like. Same with Sarcasm City TV. That's also on Twitter and Instagram, and that's another surefire way to make sure you don't miss any streams. Because anytime we go live, whether it's here on the YouTube or the Twitch, I'll always tweet it out. I'll always post it on the gram as well. And we're 3 short of the next milestone, 5,260. So let's hit the subscribe button as well, people. But let's get up to 60 likes and let's hit that subscribe button as well. Go on, Black Diamond. Was you gonna say something?
Are we expecting Lewis to be in the stream?
I did send him the link, so he might be jumping on. Yes, he may be jumping on.
Well, if he jumps on, I want to have a.
Yeah, I'll see what. Yeah, you ain't said anything in the chat, so I'm not sure.
Victor.
Yeah, go on.
You know the Andre Santos kid. Like obviously today was the final. They gave
him
the award. Yeah,
they gave him an MVP
of the tournament.
Hey, well player, man.
Because I actually seen a couple of highlights of like just in general. Like I looked at that Uruguay under-20, couple of highlights from there. The Brazilian ones, I can't lie, man. There's some decent talents in those two teams, and I was thinking about like how I can definitely see Brighton and them teams kind of trying to snap them up in the summer. But man, I just wish Tottenham can do some top recruitment like that, man. I'm jealous, man.
Yeah, my only problem with him is he's 19. Like, just
18, 19, yeah.
Just give him some time to like come in and not like I can see people throwing him into starting 11s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, that's insane.
How do you feel about people calling him Baby Casemiro?
You know what? Just ignore him, man. Like I'm tired of this fan base, man. Sometimes I just look and just ignore. Because just saying stupid shit that I can't even comprehend. Like I'm honestly, sometimes I'm just in shock.
That's what you gotta do at times.
Speaking about young players, I have a question to throw there because anyone could ask. Joel Bia, Cheeky Sport.
Yeah, Cheeky Sport Joe. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he was making a point, and I never even considered that. He was making a point that yes, Trossard is an excellent side, but they had a right to recall Balogun. Now, I was not aware that Balogun is second in the golden boot race in Liga behind Mbappe. So he said that Arsenal missed out on an opportunity to really bring depth. And it's something I didn't even know what to consider. Any thoughts about that?
Say that last bit again. You broke up a little bit.
Any thoughts on if Arsenal should have recalled Balogun? In January?
Maybe, but he is having good form, and it's like potentially you can look at it, and if they do fall short, you could say if they fall short, all right, you should have done that. Maybe.
But you know what it's though?
No, maybe.
If he's second in the golden boot race in France, it probably says a lot about the league to it. I mean, I don't just say it.
Maybe.
But you know what it is though?
Yeah, go on, Jess.
But in the same time, I look at it like obviously you can recall him, but in the same time, don't you think as well that once Jesus comes back, he's going to be looked at again as like the third striker? I think in these type of situations that he's in right now, you just want him to continue just staying at Reims and just because I think right now it's what the top scorer in the Liga.
I think it's second now.
Or second, yeah, like one of them areas, and that's really impressive to be honest. And even the manager himself is very impressive considering his story.
It's jokes. I can't lie. That's joke.
Additionally, and for me, I feel like he's when a young player has such a good season like he's having, unless you're really in dire needs, I don't think you should recall a young player and just let him just find his trades and continue for the season. You know what I mean? Dundada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just that Joe was looking. I mean, it's something I didn't think about, and he was saying that if they just fall short, that could have been one of the reasons. But I appreciate what you're saying because Ahmad is doing bits in the championship, and people saying, recall him. I say no, leave him there. And again, Emma K knows balling. I told her that she needs to probably jump on the panel at some point in time. She knows ball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Emma's points are on point, 100%. Like I say, Marvel
I'll be
and
back.
Nottingham,
We'll be right back.
yeah. No stress. Hey, big up to everyone who's joined. I know it's halftime. Lengen Sweet, I see you. Big up JB. Everybody else as well. All the new. Continue to get your questions in. It don't have to be on the topic we are talking about. It can be something else, Premier League related. Be another sport. You may have a basketball question. Whatever you don't want to ask, just continue to get your questions in. Especially if you are a member, I will get to it straight away. And of course, if you super chat, I will as well. Emma mentioned it here about United being linked with Badashile before Chelsea got him. But we've been linked to defenders that aren't that widely known. I'm with that in terms of being linked to defenders that aren't widely known. Just go get me someone. I always say this. Ed says, what happened to Fred? The man went from dead weight to running the show in a few days. He even played better after the booking today. That's Fred for you. As a squad player, that is Fred. Plus, because we had less of the ball, he's better when Manchester United don't have the ball. All his best attributes. Like, put Fred in a game like that, he's going to thrive. He's got to be energetic, tenacious, cover the ground, close down. Problem is when you're dominating the ball and you're playing against a team and trying to keep possession and play a possession and trying to keep possession. And the onus is on you to go and attack. Like that's Fred for you. Because he's a squad player at best. Do we need to improve on him? Yes. And can we? Yes. I hope so. But that's like I said, literally, it wouldn't be a shock if Fred went there today and got man of the match. He wasn't man of the match, but he was he was combative. He did what he had to do. Justin says, what's the worst? Yeah, go on, Blood Diamond. Go on.
I was scared about him being on IR.
Yeah, always with Fred. Always.
Wow.
All the time.
You know that question, and then I have a question for Victor. You know this one.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. Ask him.
Okay. I saw on Husam's stream. Abdallah is his name. He's a big Chelsea fan.
Yeah, Abdallah. Yeah. He's a Chelsea fan. Big
up Abdallah. Yeah, big up Abdallah. And Abdallah was saying, even if Potter finishes in 4th place, he still wants him out.
Yeah.
There's no, how we should be there. And Husam actually dismantled him and told him that he's deluded. See, you can't expect to bring in 12 players and expect them to gel. And if he achieved them gelling and finishing 4th place, then he would have earned his right to stay on. And Abdallah, apparently he wants a more established manager. If the results start to improve, how much time are you prepared to give Potter to Victor?
I'm ready to give him to the end of the season. I think he deserves a full pre-season. And then the last sentence you made is the problem that Chelsea fans are currently having. They want that established, like, big name manager. It doesn't always work. It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes you just have to build from the bottom and rise all the way to the top. I think Potter is a good manager, but he's not helping himself with this current rebuild because he also does need to win games and show some tactical awareness of what he's doing. But I do understand where he's coming from because I also heard Jose. Like I was like, why do you want to bring back Jose in 2023? That's literally the dumbest. That's literally going 5 steps back when you're trying to go 2 steps forward. There's literally no point in that shit.
That's total mad.
It's just because you just bought her that Tuchel left, and then they're trying to compare Tuchel to Potter, and both of them are not the same manager. They're completely different. You can't compare the two. Yeah, Tuchel's more established. He's done more in the game. He is slightly better, but Potter is still learning. Potter is still developing as a manager. If the team does gel under Potter and then you sack him, it's completely ludicrous. It's stupid. It's deluded because then we'll have to change the system all over again. When the players didn't know this system.
Yeah.
It's just, I just think it's just the last bit you said, bro. It's just them, like, when the big manager does shouting, like a Conte, shouting on the bench, shouting, like, screaming, blah, 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 in press conferences, like, fighting the pressers. But he's not that guy. He will never be that guy. He's just, I'd rather us play better on the pitch than him shout on the touchline for no reason. There's nothing going on. Like,
And your first
just
30 minutes today was actually excellent. And he would have said after in the interview, he would have said he's seen improvement. Now, if he's
yeah,
seen improvement, he understands and fully understands that this is a project. But again, I mean, a lot of your fan base believe in short-term results. They believe in everyone results now. And that is, he understands why he's there. I mean, sometimes he doesn't help himself with the tactics, but to be a manager and having to choose from 35 players and registered, I mean, it's a whole conundrum. I believe that he should be given time unless you go on like a 5, 6, 7 game losing streak. There's no way you should get rid of the guy.
yeah. Unless he gets extremely, unless we're like fighting relegation, then yeah, he should get sacked. But we have like the best, we're like the third best defensive record in the league, and we're ninth. Yeah, our attack needs a lot of work, but you can clearly see there's progression. The first 30 minutes against West Ham gave me a lot of confidence as this team is moving forward. If you replace a Loftus Cheek with a proper DM, if you replace Kepa with a keeper, if you replace Havertz as a striker, if you replace Cucurella with an actual left back, like that team is a serious team. Like the team would have beat that West Ham team 3-0 in the first half.
Did you see João Felix statement in the press a few days ago?
Yeah, he said that they're trying to win the Champions League. I don't know who's been
Not just
telling
that,
them.
what he was saying, and watch me, I envy you guys having him. He was saying, and this is probably because Simeone is leaving. He indicated there's no buyout clause. He's comfortable in Chelsea and he's here to do a job. But he's not out of Atletico, and the future will tell. Now they are looking for 120 M's. So seeing that if the loan does pay off, do you think that they would be prepared to pay 120 million euros for Felix? Because yes, he's class, but you already have spent a hell of a lot of money.
I don't think they're going to spend that kind of money on him. However, I do think he might stay, because if you listen to the way he's talking, he sounds like he's not leaving. Sounds like it's sounding like a player that's not on loan. It's sounding like a player that's like almost established at the club. And we also do need him. Like if you watch the game, he was miles ahead of everyone on the pitch. Like,
I think what was telling in that statement that I saw in Bleacher Report is that he was speaking about he has an excellent relationship with the president of Atletico Madrid. And we had to understand that his main holdback was Simeone. And the fact that we know Simeone is leaving, probably they could be promising him a project where he will be the person to build around. Or if it is that he has to depart, then he has to leave at a certain cost. And that I would be concerned about, because that boy is class. He is class.
No, as long as Simeone is there and he's beefing Simeone, I think he would leave. That's my personal opinion. He could end up staying.
No, Atletico announced that Simeone will be leaving at the end of the season.
Apparently, it wasn't true.
Okay.
Apparently, it wasn't true.
The news are contradicting themselves. Like one day he's leaving, one day he's staying.
Yeah, and also we're still having Kunku as well as coming in the summer. So even though he does leave, like there's also a quality backup coming in. So he's not the end of the world.
Actually, let me ask you, Victor. But do you want Felix to like stay even with Nkunku coming in? And how much do you think? Because I've seen Atletico Madrid reports, and most of them are kind of going with each other's actually unity in saying like that because of the way how Chelsea have dealt the Enzo deal, that they will definitely charge a lot of money for Felix, especially if he performs well for the rest of the loan now. So which could potentially even go up to like 150 maybe. Do you think Bowley would you still want him? And two, do you think Bowley would be actually willing to pay him the 150? Obviously he spent just nearly to like 600 million or something like that in just a month, but at the same time maybe he doesn't want to again go and splash out the cash like that, like in one player again. because it did took a while, and I think Atleti is not an easy team to kind of make deals with as well when you consider them. So,
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. None of us know what Bolly's gonna do. Bolly's a madman. Like the shit he does, like no one understands. And I tell people don't just ignore news and say, oh, it's just PR, because the way the club's moving is we're linked with everyone's mom and everyone's dad, everyone's nan. We're linked with every single person on the planet. So I wouldn't basically call it off and say, nah, it's not gonna happen. But I think what I want him to stay, because he'll be great depth. Because if Havertz and Mount does leave, and then Cuckoo has an injury, or we need to rotate in Cuckoo, who are we playing in 10? Like either be Conor Gallagher or Charlie Khan Chukwuemeka. And if I have to pick between Felix and them two,
Mason Mount,
Felix all day long. I said if Mason Mount leaves.
all right, first. And
I think he will leave.
Yeah. I missed that, my bad.
Yeah, he will leave in it, because he's not seeing eye to eye with the club. And if he's so-called proper Chelsea, surely he would sign a contract and then move on. But he's not. Yeah. He's proper Pompey. And that's why I was smart. You know what? Actually, he's pissed. His name pisses me off. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I think if those players leave, I think he will stay, because it's probably to play with Cuckoo or play like as depth, or he just goes back and we just keep in Cuckoo instead, and probably keep either Gallagher or Mount. That's my opinion.
Justin says, what's the worst possible case for United at this stage of the season? Losing the Carabao Cup final and going out of the Europa League. If we start March the 1st before going into that West Ham game, yeah, sure, Victor, and we've not won the Carabao Cup and we've gone out to Barcelona, that is worst possible case, because it's gone from 3 potential trophies to now 1. Now you're just banking on the FA Cup. It'll be a big disappointment, especially against two teams I think we can beat, even though they're both good sides, in Newcastle and Barcelona, both defensively sound. I think we should beat them. The second leg being at Old Trafford, I think favors us. I'd be less confident if the second leg was away in the Nou Camp. Even though I'd still think we should win, and I would expect to win, it makes it much tougher. There's the home leg being there. And with Ten Hag, I trust, man. That guy, like, I see him do stuff, and I'm like, huh? And then it works. Like today, keep saying it. Weghorst in the 10, Bruno wide right, Garnacho left, Rashford through the middle, with Fred and Sabitzer behind it. That shouldn't work.
That's exactly what I worst case scenario for Man United. I really see here. The worst case scenario for United will be if it is 10 out, because regardless of where we finish or what is it, this man has shown enough in 10 I trust. So it matters not to me. Yes, we would at the beginning of the season, people would have been dying to say, well, hey, top 5. Now we're looking at potential trophies on top 4. And even if we fall short with that, once this guy gets to build his team within 3 years, it's going to be fire. So
yeah, absolutely. I expect to be in a title charge and a title race next season if we have a good summer. We signed 4 or 5 players in the summer, like we did this past summer. I expect to be involved in the conversation for the league title. I don't think we'll win it, but I expect to genuinely be involved in the race. Then I'll say next season.
2025. 2025, the Prem belongs to us.
You say in 2025? Yeah, like, and then after next season, 3rd or 4th season, you gotta go and win it, 100%. Once you have your team and you can field an 11 with your players, you should go on and win it, either that or the Champions League. I'm saying Champions League next year though, at Wembley, 2024. I'm saying, man. I'm saying, United Europa League winners one season, Champions League winners next season.
Wait, you want to say PSG versus Man United in the final and Messi doing it again?
Yeah, this guy, yo. You think PSG are making a final? Huh? This guy got jokes, you know.
I'm actually not that close. How would you actually feel if that's the scenario, Manchester United, PSG, and Messi scores the winner again?
A deja vu, man. I'd be like, yo, this guy's not the GOAT. Fuck him, yo. He needs to retire. I just complete hate.
He probably will retire as well after that.
What do you think of the Arsenal fans that say they're going to win the Champions League next season because it's in Wembley?
This Arsenal fans for you, of course they're gonna say that. Like, I'm saying it, people know it's tongue in cheek. People know I'm being sarcastic when I'm saying United Champions League winners. But Arsenal fans genuinely believe that's Arsenal fans.
Just what I'm saying. They genuinely believe, once they're already believing they're winning the league title, and then they're gonna go and win the Champions League in the Wembley.
Hope. That's what it is. Hope. Hope will kill you. That's legit what that is. Just pure nothing but hope with them. Look, that's what it is, and that's why they're saying that. But like what I said, I just want if we get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League next season, I'll be over the moon.
No,
Just
come
like
on.
to be involved again. Like I just want to see improvement. Let's go to the quarterfinal, and the season after, go to the quarters or the semis. Then you look to build and go. All right, we've been mainstays a couple years. Let's go in and try and get a more favorable draw and go win this competition. That's why I'd be involved in the conversation. Too long we've been outside. Too long.
Yeah, like, a club like United should never be this long. We've all been even in like a top 5 contention for Champions League.
Yeah.
Even this season, the Champions League is
Afterthoughts.
quite weak, you know. Like
That's my point.
the Champions, even PSG. Like you look at PSG, Real Madrid, all the big guns that you should look at. They're
Man
all
Munich,
not
yeah.
there. So for me, it's like this would have been a good opportunity for some teams like that, especially like if United, like, see, that's why I said Napoli have, in my opinion, Napoli have a genuine chance to actually go and win it. Because I think, because you know, sometimes there can be the off years where like all the big teams who you think can, and they still can obviously do it, but when you see the big teams, all of them just don't seem to get it together. You can go and run away with it, and then obviously certain results, if the results go for you, you see yourself all of a sudden in the final. Like first, literally, just a couple months ago, you look at yourself as a team and say, we were just in the round of 16. Couple months later, you're already in the final. That's why when we get in the final, I wasn't like, oh my god, we're playing Liverpool, we're not the favorites here or something like that. I was like, yo, you go into this final and see how this game goes, because one off game, you never know what's gonna happen. So you know,
100%.
this is funny, and I would be. I mean, obviously, I would love if you could somehow scam ourselves to a Champions League this season, which I don't think is going to happen. But I just don't want to see an English team winning it. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm with that, man. I need to enjoy the Champions League in peace and quiet for the first time in years. So I need all the English teams out this round, ideally. Chelsea out to Dortmund, Liverpool out to Real Madrid, City out to Leipzig, Spurs out to AC Milan, and then I can just enjoy in peace and quiet.
Hey, we enjoyed the summer, innit? When Liverpool's tears when they were on for the quad, and then
Yeah,
your hopes and dreams got crushed in 1 week.
that was great to see, because you just see their fan base break. But it's like I don't want them having even like the hope of a quad. Like that's not enjoyable. The ending was great, but I didn't enjoy the period during it. I really didn't. I really didn't. I didn't enjoy that whatsoever. Not in the
But
slightest.
question for Jed. Is Tottenham still in the Champions League?
Hey, Taza, before you continue, Taza, step away. Put your phone down, fam. You know what I'm saying? Just put your phone down, Taza. That's all I'm gonna say. Relax. Put your phone. I'm glad you found love. Just don't say anything else. Go enjoy your party. We'll catch you in the chat tomorrow, Taza. You need to relax. Go on, carry on.
When he's not intoxicated, says him as a shot stops. I don't want to hear him when he's intoxicated.
Yeah, we're playing literally actually on Tuesday. We're playing AC Milan away at the San Siro.
So if by some miracle, hypothetically, if Spurs win the Champions League, would you be content?
100%. Like for me, I always say this: I'm not an agenda merchant. That regardless of what happens, I'm just gonna. Because someone asked me some sort of similar question, and somebody taught me in this space, because they know that I'm content out. And he asked me, if you were to deliver, regardless of what the football is, if you were to deliver top 4 in the FA Cup, are you content? And I said 100%, because, and again, you delivered, and then now you put once. I think that would only back you. 2, to deliver something where like, okay, you know what, I can 100% kind of back you, because you can definitely do something. And 3, in my opinion, as well, when I look at other managers that couldn't do it,
yeah,
and now I look at him doing it, I'm like, I have more trust. But like I said, for me, a main reason why I'm not content is because commitment. But if he were to win the FA Cup and get top 4, I'm 100% sure you would extend the contract. And you know what? I will 100% back him, because people do know my opinions on the ownership. I want everybody out. I want everybody to leave the club, and I want new owners. But this is the issue. I can't force them out.
This is what I appreciate. This is what I appreciate about you. You know, people will realize that opinion. People are entitled to change your opinion, or people could admit probably I was wrong. Because there are some people, like how Abdallah said, if it is the finished top four, regardless of what he does, he wants them out. At least you're thinking measured in that, okay, if he achieves the standard, he deserves to. And that's brilliant. Another thing too is the reason why I wanted Lewis here is that Lewis was on another stream and Gunali would have challenged him and say after Man City, the next people going to be in trouble is definitely going to be Chelsea. And Lewis said, "Well, no, we're doing stuff the legal way." And Gunali would have looked into the camera and said, "Not because something is legal means that it is right. No." I wish I was on the panel because they're saying that there's a loophole and he's using the loophole. But the thing about it is, if anybody has any accounting background and with amortization, is that this has been done in baseball for years. And he has simply take that accounting principle and bring it across to the EPL. In that if a player signs an 8-year contract, doesn't mean he has to stay 8 years. If the player is not performing to a certain level, then you can apply what you call depreciation to the value of the player and put them up for sale. So what Chelsea has done is totally legal, but it's about having the accounting mind and knowledge behind it. And for somebody to say if something is legal in football, it doesn't make it right. It was total madness to me.
First,
The thing is,
100%
yeah,
agree.
I understand what you're saying, yeah, but what you're also saying is that if we can't get in the same trouble as City, yes, it's not the right thing, but it's also not going to get us in trouble. Like there's so many ways, like in life, like you bend the rules so many ways. There's some things you do that you know are not right, but are kind of legal. That's how life is.
they're legally right, but morally they're wrong. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying from a
yeah,
moral
basically.
standpoint. Yeah.
Like in life, everyone does that, and if it does get out in trouble, and it does, basically, life is a risk. Like business is a risk. Like we took the risk and went for it,
Yeah.
and
But
I don't blame him for doing it.
For Arsenal fans to be seen bringing in because it is legal. What is done is legal. And from my accounting experience, it is legal. But for Arsenal fans to think that any club bringing in 12 players is immoral, it's total madness because any club who has the capacity to do so would do it. If we could have brought in 6 players in January, we would have, legally.
Do you mind notice we in Cobham we don't even have enough space for changing rooms. We have to extend the changing room.
Yeah, that's
'Cause you have
crazy.
too
You know
many
what it
players.
is. Hey, and again, big up to everyone who's still locked in. We're gonna close out shortly. We have gone over 60 likes. There is still over 70 of you lot locked in. Let's get up to 70 likes. Like check 1212. Please share this across all the socials and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are too short of the subscriber milestone we're looking at before we close out the stream, people. We're looking to get to 5,260. We're currently at 5,258 subscribers. So only looking for 2 more subs and we're looking for 9 more likes. So let's get us up to 70 likes and let's hit that subscriber mark before we close out in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. Derb says, question for the panel. Is there too much inverted fullbacks playing amongst the top 6 teams? I wouldn't say there's too much. That's just the way the game's going. Do I like it personally? No, but that's more preference. I'm just more old school. I prefer my fullbacks to overlap, but I understand and get the positive of inverting your fullbacks. I get it. One, it helps you keep control of the ball in midfield because you've got extra body in there. 2, it also can help with counter attacks as well. It can alienate and have your winger out there by himself. That's the big talk with Martinelli. Jez has mentioned it. I've heard other Arsenal fans mention this as well with Martinelli because Zinchenko's inverting so much. So there's pros and cons to everything. But I don't think there's too much of it going on. I think it's horses for courses. I think certain times inverting your fullback is good. I think other times it's not. But then it's the flip side is overlapping your fullback sometimes is good. And other times it's not. I just personally prefer overlapping, but I'm not against inverting. But yeah, go on, Judge.
You know, for me, it's more thing of like, is it successful first and foremost? If it's successful in your system and it's something that the manager is very familiar with, then to be honest, you can't really question it, in my opinion, because as long as it works for the manager and it worked in his career, you shouldn't have really an issue with it. And I understand I can understand what the benefits of an overlap can be, but you can also look at the same way, say, what are the negatives of an overlap as well? So you can look at it in that way. And I think inverted wingbacks just suit the modern day kind of managers more to what you overlapping thing, because when you have this inverted sentiment, in my opinion, it allows one of the fullbacks just to be always up there, regardless.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you can be more secure. You have that a more secured player compared to the centre backs who can even find that pass that maybe the centre backs don't usually can find. For example, like I remember a game against Arsenal, the assist from Shinchenko that he made in Nketiah, I think.
Which
Yeah,
game?
it was. I think.
Which game? Which
The
game?
third, mentioned game versus Man United, the third goal.
I'm trying to forget all about it from, so you'll know better.
Oh
than me.
yeah, I mean,
I
okay,
erased
that's
that
fair
from my
enough.
memory. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I think that's just one of them examples. For example, that I feel like players having fullbacks is inverted helps, and I think. But then again, that doesn't mean overlapping fullbacks are gonna disappear again, because it's a cycle in football. Right now, playing inverted, it's just a trend right now. But you still see a lot of managers still prefer the overlapping fullbacks. Some actually prefer the fullbacks not to push up at all.
Yeah, it's all like you said. It's all about preference with managers and their preferences and whether they like inverted fullbacks or fullbacks overlapping or more of a support role. So it does vary 100%. But it's all about is the team getting results? That's what I would say. Felix says, who do you think is the perfect pivot partner for Enzo at Chelsea? In my opinion, it is Paulino. We'll go to Victor, being a Chelsea fan here. Who's the perfect pivot partner for Enzo? Who do you want to see? Who do you want Chelsea to go get in the summer to partner Enzo?
Like realistically, probably would be Paulinho.
Okay.
Or I've been saying this. We should get Onana, man. Honestly, I like Onana, man. I think he'll be. I think he'll be good. But Paulinho is probably. Paulinho would be my. But Paulinho would be my number one choice. Onana as his depth, as like number two. Because I see a lot of potential for Onana, man. That guy's such a baller.
Guys, I'm a big fan of Onana.
I'm a big fan.
All right, Fez. JB sticking on Chelsea says nothing to do with Tuchel or short-term success. I'm willing to give the right coach time. Potter isn't it? So he's just not having it. All right, JB Fez. Rico says we getting that Qatari money, we winning everything. I'm still because Taz is faded and he's in love with Rihanna, so he's watching the love of his life. I'm not mentioned it, but he did say to me on Monday, was it Monday or Tuesday? Last week, Monday, Tuesday, just gone, that 110%. New United there would be an official bid from somebody for Manchester United. Well, it's gone Sunday, no official bid. But he had guaranteed me this week, or this past week, I should say now, technically. That's what he did say, but we're just gonna let that one go. Jake says, just got go on, Jess. Yeah, go on.
I can't lie, Matasa's legacy, so I like next week. If Rafinha dunks on him on United somehow, and the Qataris don't bid, and look at him funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fraud.
But can I add to you see, there's a lot of misinformation and what people don't understand about takeovers or acquisition. What the Real Group has done, they have given the deadline up until February 18th for any interested parties to do one of two things. First of all, you must be able to show that you have the resources to purchase the club. Secondly, you're going to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Thirdly, then you're going to be allowed to examine the books and records and debt of Manchester United. So you'll be able to make a holistic decision as to, hey, this is for me or this is not for me. So this is what is going on right now. The thing about it is the reason why information is not being disseminated is that Chelsea's situation being sanctioned, it was done in a public forum where everybody had to be revealed. In an acquisition like this, in the private business world, nobody has to be revealed until that bid comes in. So now it's time for a lot of people, probably you have 10 people. Ratcliffe is the only one who formally came out and said that they would have reviewed the books and records and they are willing to bid. So the Qataris may or may not. So with the misinformation, a lot of people getting overhyped. So as Flawless rightly say, and he keep on maintaining that only when the bid is registered, then we could probably talk about it further.
This
Makes
is
sense.
it. Yeah, it's just all hypotheticals. It's all hypotheticals. I'm saying at this moment in time, it's all what if, like, and I'm not saying he's wrong, the guy you said, or about when we get Qatari money. I'd love for us to get money from whoever it is, but I'm waiting. Somebody has to put the money on the table. I'm just hearing a lot of talk. I heard a lot of noise this week. A lot of noise. And now it's quiet down. Still no bid. Now I'm hearing there's a deadline sometime in mid-February. So then what happens if there's no bid this time next week or for the rest of February? Then what? We play West Ham March the 1st. Say there's no bid, then what? Like, I hope I'm wrong. I'm just hearing pure interest. Who wouldn't be if you're a billionaire and you're looking to make a purchase? Manchester United, of course, would be on your list. That just makes logical sense because Manchester United is a juggernaut when it comes to a sporting brand. Absolutely. It's easy to do deals. You don't have to sell Manchester United. That logo is known literally worldwide on any continent.
People ready for fashion, bro, outside. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like you can, if you want to incorporate into fashion, you could easily do that. It's really not tough. Jake says, just got back from Hassam's wedding, Flawless. Why wasn't you invited? Because he didn't invite me. What a prick. You know what I'm saying? And that we supposed to be peoples, we supposed to be brothers, and he didn't want to invite me. I told him I'd fly over to Jordan.
Maybe he didn't want that Liverpool standard live.
I wouldn't do that. Terrible.
The marriage didn't take place. It didn't take place because Flawless definitely going to be the best man.
Yeah, he better invite me. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, he said, I got 101 cousins. Make it 102. I'm there. You better invite me. Joke, man.
Hey, one last thing on the acquisition thing. Remember, as I said, Chelsea thing was done publicly. And that is how the fans would have found out about the rickets and spoken out against it. Fabrizio Romano has mentioned a certain, without naming it, there is a consortium, American consortium, interested. Now, it could very well be the ricket. We will never know until after the deadline. We'll know who bid and X, Y, and Z. So it's ticklish. So, I mean, I would love the fact that if the Qataris come in and they clear the debt, we could actually, because of our revenues are so high, we could actually be self-sustaining without using Qatari money once they satisfy the debt. So that'll be in the best interest. Another thing of great concern before I finish off is that JP Morgan Bank, where Ed Woodward was employed, would have helped the Glazers with the acquisition, which is now illegal now, but that leveraging, that is no longer allowed. Ed Woodward is still a consultant for Manchester United. Jim Ratcliffe has hired JP Morgan Chase to handle the acquisition if he's going after it, meaning he's going to take a loan from them to satisfy a debt, not through his name, but through Ineos. So Ineos will be tagged with the debt, but the debt has to be repaid. And that is why ideally you would rather the Qataris come in.
No, facts. And that's what it is. You mentioned it there. What you mentioned there that was key is United are self-sustaining. I've said this. Because of how Manchester United are and how much revenue we create, we should never not be able to sign a player because of a lack of finance. That should never happen. And that's my biggest thing. I don't want what Chelsea have in terms of a manager, owners to come in and a manager spend 600 million in a window. I don't want that. I'm saying the option should be there. So if Manchester United go into a bidding war for any player, whether that's with Chelsea, whether that's with City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, we should be able to match all of these clubs financially. So say, for instance, we wanted Bellingham in the summer. I always use him as the example. And the asking price was, let's say it's 120 million, hypothetically. And Chelsea going for him, and Liverpool and City and PSG and Real Madrid. We should be able to match all of those clubs I mentioned and be like, yes, we're Manchester United. Here's 120 million. And then if Bellingham chooses to go elsewhere, it's not because of a lack of finance. Should never be United having to do loan deals on the last day of the window and scrambling around because we don't have money. That should never happen. So that's my biggest fault. That's one of my biggest things that I want with new owners. Secondly, as well, to change the structure and have footballing people in charge. Have the best in class at what we do. Let's improve our recruitment. Let's improve our scouting. I'm loving that. And I think with Ten Hag, we now have a manager. If you give him full backing, look what he's doing right now. He's exceeded all expectations already. He has. I'm here talking about. Yeah, we on for a treble. We're legit on for that. Do I think we win it? No, but do I think we win 2 out of the 3? Yes. I think it's the Carabao Cup and 1 other. But I'll be over the moon with 2 trophies and top 3, or 3 trophies and top 3. Even forget top 3, there are 3 trophies. That's the biggest thing. If we win a treble, yeah, and we legit can do it. Not only because I rate Ten Hag and I think we have good players, I don't rate the competitions. We're in Carabao Cup. I say this all the time. We can get past Newcastle. FA Cup. You look at the teams who have gone out. Arsenal are out. Chelsea are out. Liverpool are out. Newcastle are out. And that's the FA Cup. In the Europa League, we're probably playing the other favorite in the competition. If United ain't your favorites for that competition, it's probably Barcelona. So then if we get past them, who's left like that? Arsenal are there. They would be tough opposition. And if we did draw them in the Europa League, I would expect Arteta to play a full strength side because it's us. But other than that, I think Arsenal will go out because I don't expect Arteta to take that competition serious because they're battling for a league title. But that's just me. Malcolm says I'm also his cousin. Big up to Malcolm. Don't worry, Flawless. We'll get a little cameo for him on Matisse's channel. I'm pretty sure we will. Big up Hassam, Largent, Matisse, and Daps. Go on, Black Diamond. What was you gonna say?
No, proceed. I was just in agreement. I mean,
okay.
You said it was very well articulated. I cannot really add to that. Well said.
I love, man. Appreciate it. We have still at 62 likes. Let's get this up to 70 likes. So yeah, before we close out, get your final few questions in because we're going to close out in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. So we're looking for 8 more likes, people. We're looking for 2 more new subscribers. Check out the upcoming live stream schedule. I've already updated it here on the YouTube. So you know all the shows that are coming up till next week, Sunday. And when I say it's stacked, people, there ain't a schedule like it out there. I'm sorry. When it comes to schedule, Sarcasm City TV, we are the best. When it comes to schedules, we are the best. We go live here at least twice a day. And then that's not even including the Twitch. Look at the amount of sports we cover as well. It's football. We cover pretty much all Premier League teams. At the Big 6 especially, there's crossovers for all their shows. We cover other Premier League sides, cover Champions League on the Twitch. We cover Europa League here. We cover NBA on the Twitch as well. We have fan calling shows, Q&As, plus more. So make sure you check it out. Membership as well. Links in the pinned comment. I will be reaching out to all the members as well in regards to the members Q&A on the Twitch. That I won't do this week, but I'll do next week. You're even getting dual streams this week, people. There's dual streams this week. So the same day that you get Arsenal versus Manchester City in the Premier League, there will be a watch along on this channel, on the YouTube channel. But at the exact same time, you will get Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea live on the Twitch. 2 people. 2 watch-alongs on the same channel, but just on different platforms, like BBC One and BBC Two, like BT Sport 1, BT Sport 2, like Sky Sports Main Event and Sky Sports Extra. So yeah, man, just stay locked in as well. And always large up all the members of the channel. That is one of the perks as well. Members do get shout-outs during certain shows. So big up to Westbrook, it's goated. Starlord, Zaya, 44, WKD, give it to Mikey, Mophead, Easy92, Tenzin, UK Beats, Nonchalant, Broderick, the Disabled Team, Dan Levitt, Victor, obviously who's on there, Tazo, you've seen in the comments, Raymond, Alam, Daniel, Khalid, J Socials, Shane Malone, Steve, Nick, Malcolm, Matro, big up to Malcolm who's in the chat, Carefree 53, OG Turbo Jesus, Jesters, Brian, that's great, Time to Shine, Surfer, Eddie, the lovely Sasha, Nelly, Scott Page, Neville B, and the guy we would never get tired of kicking down a flight of stairs over and over again, Ryan. So yeah, large up to everyone who has locked in. Big up all the members as always as well. Felix says, Flawless, who would you take, Enzo or Bellingham, if you had the choice? For Manchester United, Enzo, because I think he's more of what we need. But I've been impressed with Enzo, and I like Bellingham. But just because of what we need, I would say Enzo.
Yeah, that's funny because you never get it. That's funny because you never get it.
Yeah. Road to 40 points, mate. Yeah, road to 40.
Yeah, innit? I told you, man.
Road to
you just need 9 more draws, man.
Yeah, 9 more draws.
What's it called? I just saw the United account. Did you see on Twitter, like,
what is it, the 50 appearances for Alango?
Yeah, but then they added the here.
Oh my god, yo.
But Elanga
Yo,
has
you're not-
50 appearances for Man United. Jesus Christ.
Time flies, man. It felt like he made his debut just, you know what I'm saying, just like last week or something. It really does. Final few questions and people. Go on.
Ziyech just got 100 appearances and Elanga already has 50. That's insane.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is absolutely, that is nuts. Let me see if I missed any good questions before we close out. Yeah, big up God of Frogs. I see you as well. Large up. Yeah, I think that is pretty much it. So yeah, tomorrow, people. Well, technically today now, Monday. So of course you will get the Man United podcast where we'll be talking all things Manchester United. That's 4:30 p.m. All the times I mentioned the UK times. I know Double A will be joining me late on that show as well. So that's 4:30 p.m. Battle of the North will be pre-recorded, so it won't be live, but that'll be going on. And then the Merseyside derby, Liverpool versus Everton, that'll be live on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. I'll go live 7:40 p.m. So I'll go live 20 minutes before kickoff. And then Monday night, 11:30 p.m., doing the most, which is the Premier League show. And we have 5 categories, and then we pick 5 nominees for each category, and then we discuss them all. So it's like the most unforgettable goal, most unpredicted result, most unacceptable error, most under the cosh manager, and most untouchable manager. And it's from this weekend's games just gone. So it's not overall. And I run polls, and then you lot can get involved in the chat as well for like most unforgettable goal, for example. So yeah, doing the most, that is 11:30 p.m. And then I think that is it for the entire Monday. Yeah, because NBA, there's not really much good games going on. So yeah, again, big up again. Like I say, big up everyone as always, man, who's showing love to the channel. Like he keeps supporting. Road to 6K, which I can't believe I'm saying this early. Road to 6K, so we're trying to get there expeditiously, and we will do. And we're too short of 70 likes, so big up to you lot as well. And with Champions League as well. Champions League will be on the YouTube, on the Twitch. So Champions League games, so like PSG, Bayern, for instance, Borussia Dortmund, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, all the other ties as well.
Which one are you actually going to watch Wednesday?
Wednesday, I'm going to watch Arsenal City, personally. That being said, you know what? I'll tell a lie. I'm going to watch both. I'm going to be watching Arsenal City, but I'll have Dortmund Chelsea on as well. So I'm going to watch both.
Sorry, no way you just catch that. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch both. I'm gonna watch Arsenal City and Dortmund Chelsea. And then
you gotta get them 2 screens ready.
And then I've got one on the laptop. I can put one on the TV. I'll pattern it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch both. However, and if Chelsea start winning, I might switch off. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
What does that mean?
I ain't interested in. I don't really want to see you lot win, man. I don't want to see you lot happy. You don't deserve happiness.
Wow.
Is what I'm saying.
After all we've been through, man, come on.
Nah, you need to go for more, man.
Hey, you literally complained about United winning the trophy.
I want Conte to win the Champions League. I said it here. I'm praying for that.
Me too.
Just give me some happiness, man.
Nah, all that flag switching that Jez does, he don't deserve happiness. You don't. You don't deserve happiness.
Hey,
nah.
You gotta understand.
He doesn't. It really doesn't. He doesn't.
Well, and that being said, and of course, Barcelona, Manchester City, which is the game I'm looking forward to most this week.
Barcelona, United.
Barcelona, Man United. Sorry, yeah, Barcelona, Man United. Because I was looking, those next week's games in the Champions League: Liverpool, Real Madrid, Leipzig, Manchester City. They'll be the games we're doing. But love to everyone that's locked in. Big up you lot, man. Just continue to support in the way you have as well. Dennis the Great, I see you. Big up as always. And this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.
Big up.